Time again to chat with Slade Bolden as we now lead up to the national championship game. He was kind enough to join us prior to the Cotton Bowl. What's going on, Slade? How are you?
I'm doing good. Just another work week as always. I'm just thankful that we're still practicing because that means we got another game to prepare for.
Yeah, this is a good time to have a work week. What has it been like since the Cincinnati game? Has this felt like a normal week for you guys, a normal week of practice for just another game, or has it felt different?
Well, I feel like every game, every week is, we prepare like it's the only game on the schedule. So we try not to think about the type of game that it is, but obviously there are some things that we think about, and I feel like the intensity and the focus is a little higher this week than most weeks. But at the end of the day, we we're used to going out and practicing like it's the only game. So that's kind of what it is. It's the next game on schedule. It is a big game, obviously, and it's the most important game of the year. But that's just kind of how we work, every week during the year.
I know this team, your team, got a lot of motivation from being viewed as the underdogs the first time around against Georgia. Does that motivation still exist? Is that kind of how you guys feel going into this game as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's being in Alabama, you're not necessarily an underdog most of the time in most games, but Um, I feel like we still are, and I guess we haven't done enough to show that we deserve to be at the top. But uh, that also helps us and gives us some kind of motivation to prove people wrong and prove ourselves right. So that underdog mentality is kind of gives us a chip on our shoulder to continue to work and continue to hopefully do what we know we can do and prove ourselves right.
From a player perspective, Kirby Smart, the Georgia head coach, was talking in his media availability the other day about the fact that even though it is a rematch, you do have two extra games to study Alabama, and you've got two extra games to study Georgia, the game you played in, obviously, and then their game against Michigan. From a film study standpoint, how critical is that when you can add two more games, two more sets of cut ups to what you're looking at with Georgia?
Right, and it helps, but also it's like you go all season, you prepare for like an SEC championship, for instance, like we prepare for all the games they play during this regular schedule, and now it's only our game in Michigan that that possibly we could look at new stuff that they may have added or different schemes that they may have done in those two games. But yeah, I mean, it helps, but it also it's tough, because there's only, like you said, there's only two games, so and we also got more practice time. It's harder to game plan, not knowing what they might throw at us. But we feel like we got a good game plan and continue to perfect that game plan and try to call the best plays. From offensive standpoint, trying to call the best plays that match up to their schemes.
A lot of people wondered who would step up in the absence of John Mechie, that other receiver with you and with Jamison Williams. Ja'Cory Brooks, man, that guy's he's had two or three pretty good games. Well, what is Ja'Cory Brooks bringing to the table for this team?
Well, just speaking on Ja'Cory, he's done a great job all year. Even though he wasn't playing a lot at the beginning, throughout the regular schedule, he continued to work hard in practice and continue to prepare like he was to go in the game. And you never know when your number's gonna be called, so it's good that he did that. And we all knew he's a good player. I know he's a good player, so he's done a great job stepping in and helping us, and that's all we can ask for him.
The last time you played this game, it's going on behind me right here, the SEC championship game. One of your teammates, Brian Robinson, I mean, he gutted it out, man, but that guy was banged up. How big is it having as healthy as he can be right now as anyone is? And he looked healthy against Cincinnati, a healthy Brian
Right.
Robinson in the backfield for this one.
Yeah, I mean, B-Rob being banged up is still a good running back, and he's shown that all year. But it is nice knowing that he's coming to this game healthier than most games. You know, at the end, I've said this to you before. At the end, during this time of the year, no one's 100%,
Yep.
and it's all about gutting it out, like you said, and your heart and your will to keep pushing and to play. And I'm just thankful that he's as good as he can be because just like anybody else on the team, we're going to need him to do his job, and I believe he will.
You guys chose when in Dallas just to kind of bubble yourselves and stay in the hotel. You and I are headed to Indianapolis at different times on Friday. And when we get up there, I don't know that the temperature is going to get out of the 30s. I guess this is a good time to
Yeah.
actually stay in the hotel, right?
Right, yeah, it's crazy because it's cold here in Tuscaloosa, and I can only
Yeah.
imagine what's going to be in like in Indianapolis being up there. So, yeah, I guess that is one good thing because like me being from the South, I'm not particularly fond of the cold weather. So, even if we were able to leave, which we won't be able to, of course, until after. But you know, with the cold, yeah, I'll probably just keep myself inside anyways.
The next time we talk to you, you'll be in Indianapolis. We'll both be up there. So I want to ask you before you head out, is there something you veterans, you guys that have been around a while, is there something you tell the young guys that maybe have never been on a national championship game trip? Is there a piece of advice you give them?
The best thing I could say is just it's just another it's a game. I mean, obviously it's really important, and just it's another game. The football field is the same length, the same width. It's just a game. Go out there, have fun, do what you do, know your assignments, do your job right, and everything will work out. And that's the biggest thing. And not letting outside noise or the stage get to you. The stage of the game. So I feel like that's the best advice I can give someone who hasn't been in that position before.
That's excellent advice. All right, when we talk to Slade again, we'll be in Indianapolis for the national championship game, the rematch, Alabama and Georgia from Lucas Oil Stadium on Monday night. Slade, we look forward to talking to you up in Indy, man. Take care of yourself.
Yes, sir. You too. Thank you for having me.